All right, good morning and welcome back to the update. I bring you this information which says we should focus on the alert, we should focus on disbursement and everything follows. I want you to pay attention so that you get the full gist, subscribe to the update, and most importantly, share this piece of information so that people can be aware of what is happening in the grant ecosystem. Have a great day and bye for now.
Bring you an update concerning our expectation, and it has to do with the structure that is on ground. The structure that is on ground on the disbursement process is a coordinated effort that involves multiple parties, and as such, each of these parties are playing a pivotal and crucial role in ensuring that there is a smooth and successful outcome on this disbursement. From the document preparation to the verification to the approval and to the final disbursement, several key stakeholders are actively working to facilitate the process. And given the complexities of what it involves in the grant ecosystem, it is important to understand that this is not a one-step transaction, but it is rather a series of interconnected stages that must be carefully managed to ensure compliance and also security in the entire process. Why the process sometimes take a bit of a lag, one of the major reasons is the need for proper documentation and also verification. Before funds can be disbursed, there are paperworks which are necessary. They must be prepared, they must be signed by various entities, just like the one we are waiting for from the presidency, and which we got a wind that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is now in the country. And I think that possibly will span some level of uneasiness, because right now, when he was away, according to what we had, he can't possibly append the signature, but then what would he be waiting for if finally is within the country? So the agitation is on high alert right now. So these documents are not static. They move from one department to another, especially if you're in the government. You know what it is when it comes to government matters. This is not a way to say that the president would delay in his signature. No. But sometimes you just need to have some mind of governmental things. Sometimes it goes through processes and all that. You understand? They move from one department to another department, from one office to another. They undergo scrutiny and approval at each stage. And you may be hearing some conflicting reports about this. Some sources might say that signatures have been completed, while others say they claim that some documents are still awaiting final approval from the president. These mixed messages can sometimes be confusing, but it is crucial to also understand that such procedural steps are normal. They are normal within the government sector. Bureaucratic processes require due diligence, and every signature, every stamp and authorization is part of ensuring that the funds are legally and correctly disbursed to the right beneficiaries, the rightful owner of this fund. So precisely, what should be your concern? I don't want to use the word worry now, because we are not meant to worry. What should be your focus? Okay, that's the word I'm looking for. What should be your primary focus? While it is easy to become consumed with the updates about signatures and documentations, your primary focus should not be on whether someone has signed or not. Instead, your attention should be on the final outcome. the actual disbursement of funds into your account, because you are not there to influence these processes. All your expectation should just be my alert. All right, think about it this way. When you place an order online, you do not necessarily need to know every detail about how the package moves through different warehouses, how many hands process it, or the technical logistics that is involved in the delivery. Your main concern is that the package reaches your doorsteps in good condition. Take note, in good condition. Similarly, the intricate details of who signed what or when a particular document was approved should not be your main focus. I just feel that your concern right now should be the disbursement alert, which signifies that the funds have been successfully credited into your account. All right, this is Princess's channel. In case you are new to our channel, do subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any important update. All right, I'll just be with you in a moment. Don't touch the dial. All right, you're welcome back. We just needed to take a break a little to mention one or two attention-grabbing stuff so that we can clear our truth and also proceed from where we just broke off. All right, so thank you and you're welcome back once again. So your ultimate goal is to ensure that you focus on the disbursement alert, as this is sacrosanct to your expectations. So as an individual, you're not expected to worry, you're not expected to pilfer on what happens, because you've made an order and your delivery is expected to reach your doorsteps in good condition. So it's very important. Then much importantly also, the harmonization efforts of a successful disbursement is currently ongoing. It is important to recognize that every party that is involved, whether international, whether internal or external party, they are all committed to ensuring that the grant reaches the intended recipients. There is a collective effort to make sure that everything is done correctly, securely also, and in compliance with all necessary regulations. Despite the delays, clarifications and bureaucratic hurdles, progress is continuously being made behind the scene. That is one thing I want to draw your focus and attention to. There is a considerable, feelable, if there's any grammar for that, there is a considerable and a tangible progress that has been made behind the scene concerning our long-expected disbursement. And at this stage, we are no longer in a season of waiting without action. We're in the season of disbursement. And what this means for you and I is that everything is aligning for the successful release of funds. Every document that needs to be signed is undergoing that process right now, and every verification that needs to be completed is being done. The most important thing is that the disbursement is going to happen shortly, and everything is working together for our greater good. So avoid distractions and rumors. I like the fact that some arm within the Lagos organ and metropolis have to come out in recent times to really oppose the move of Madam Temitope, who has been on increase in recent times. They came out publicly yesterday I was listening to a video released by them where they stood together firmly to denounce the activities of the opponents that has come out in recent time, more often than not, to slam at the government and also the county director of UAAG. It's a step in the positive direction. So avoid distractions, avoid rumors of any kind. Yes, you have to. One of the greatest obstacles during this process is misinformation. You may hear all kinds of rumors, some positive and others are discouraging. Some people will claim that disbursement is happening immediately, while others might say it has been delayed indefinitely. The truth is, rumors are inevitable, but they do not define realities. Did you hear that? Rumors are inevitable. There's a saying that there's no smoke without fire. In every rumor, there's an avalanche of truth there, but it might not be complete. So they do not define the basic reality. So do not allow yourself to be swayed by every new update or speculations. Instead of stressing over unconfirmed information, remain calm, remain patient. It is vital for your health. The funds would reach you at the appointed time. When that moment comes, all the noise and distractions, they will no longer matter. It doesn't matter who spills the bean. It doesn't matter who is giving you information. It doesn't matter who is lying out there. It doesn't matter who carries rumor, who brings fake update. What matters then is that you have an alert. So patience is key. Many times the greatest test is not in the waiting, but in how we also wait for what pertains to us. Waiting with frustration and anxiety can be draining. Yes, I understand that. While waiting with patience and expectation can also keep you in a positive mindset. So choose this later one. Wait with patience. Wait with expectation. It will keep your mind in a positive set. Believe that the process is unfolding as it should, and that at the right time, you will receive what has been promised. May I encourage you finally, as we move into this final phase of disbursement, keep your eyes on the goal. Beg your pardon. The progress that is being made is real. Is real. Why it may not always be visible to you, everything is aligning perfectly behind the scenes. The efforts being put in by the stakeholders, the international community, the internal organs within our jurisdiction, the external forces, they are all for the benefit of the recipients, the greater good of the recipients, which I'm also part of this. All right? So soon the waiting will be over, and the only thing that would matter then is your bank account alerts. May I say that again? Soon, all of the waiting would be ended, and the one singular thing that would matter then is your bank account alert. We come up to encourage you most often than not, to tell you to keep faith alive, to tell you to keep hope alive. Some might not be interested in the update, while some are interested in the update. But you see, in every available information, one man's delicacy is another man's poison. But you could see that in a moment like this, we don't need descending voices or dissenting voices. We need lifting voices, voices of hope. That is why I really appreciate the Lagos branch of the CEOs and the NGOs who came out to say, no, don't pour sand in our gari. You might be an opponent, disbelieving every process, that there is no funds to disburse, there is no money in the system, but we believe. So leave us with our belief system. Okay, you said we have been scammed. Leave us with who scammed us. I think we like this kind of scam. It is not in your jurisdiction to say that, yes, we have been scammed, then you want to take the scam away. Is the scam yours? You see, so those organs, they came out to say, no, we dissociate from you are not representing us. You are not representing Nigeria. We are autonomous. We are standing strong. We are of age. We know what we want. We are adults. We know what we want. We don't need your presence, Madam Temitope, to tell us that these are the things we need to understand or we need to believe. You see, so the same thing applies to you. You can choose what suits you, but I want to advise at this critical time, ensure that what you stay and you regiment on is that you believe that what is yours will not pass you by. What you believe is what happens. What you trust in is what comes. To others, they might feel like this is just a hyping. This is just a promise that is without end. No. If it is of God, it will stand. I believe it's of God. You might not believe it's of God, but I believe it's of God. And it is what I believe that I propose and I talk about and I preach and I involve you. I believe it was real. Some that disbelieved right now, they believed before. That was why they submitted their credentials. They believed before. That was why they were enlisted. But because it delayed, then they disbelieved the process. They are not seeing the green light in it. But there are others who say, despite it delayed, we are seeing some prospect in it, and we're not giving up hope because things are going on. It might be slowed. The process might have been slowed down because of some bureaucracies and some eventualities and some stuff within the system, but it doesn't turn us to be unbelievers. Just because something delayed does not mean that it is not true. Either spiritually or financially or physically or materially, it is not because it delayed, then it is not true. Once you see prospect in a cause, it is real. Sometimes you might not even be seeing prospect in a cause, but it is still real. You just need your eye to be anointed with eye salve. I was telling us at a point that David was anointed king over Israel. But after the anointing, he had to wait for 14 extra years before he mounted the throne. Where was he at this time? It was one of the ugly moments of his life when Shimei was raining insult on him, spitting on him. And one of the servants of David sought admission to remove the head of Shimei from his neck. And David said, no, this is not the day of removing heads from necks. Peradventure, God has granted him the grace, or let me not use grace now. God has granted him this, what he's doing, to do it to me. That is why he's able to do that. But God will take care of him. We knew how Shimei died. We knew how he died. It was Solomon that finally mounted the throne, and David reported the case to him. Now you are my son, you are coming on board. You see, but I remember what Shimei did to me when I was still roaming. I remember, I can't just forget in a flea. Now you are a king, you are a wise man, you know how to address it. Long story short, Solomon told Shimei, say, come here. I'm giving you some jurisdiction arrest. Ensure you don't pass this borderline of your house. Even if your animal wander away, don't say you are going to the next quarter to look for it, because once you move within or without this jurisdiction, you die. And one day fate ran against him. He had already consented to that agreement. His animal went straying, and he started looking for his animal. He forgot, and he crossed the boundary. The ally that was sent was already on high alert. Immediately he alerted Solomon, and Solomon sent for Shimei. What is this you have done? He said, my king, please pardon me. I'm sorry. I was just in the quest of looking for my animal, and I breached the agreement. I'm sorry, please forgive me. He said, well, your mouth testified against you. I think he told one of the young men to fall on him. That's how he died. You see the process, see the long process. Did you just see that? Abraham was promised a son, which never came manifesting until 25 years after. A son was given. The Bible said a son was given. A virgin shall conceive. Government shall be upon his shoulder. A child shall be born, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Emmanuel, and the rest of them like that. The Prince of Peace, the Everlasting Father. But the process of this prophecy coming to pass never came until 700 and something years after. Did you hear that? The prophesier have died. Isaiah, who prophesied on this coming king, had died. He didn't even live to experience this prophecy fulfilled. But did it come to pass? Perfectly. So the fact that it delayed does not mean it is denied. Once you could see prospect in that course, it's just a leeway for you to believe in the process, because it's going to come to pass. And right here before us, we could see process, and we could see prospect in the scheme. So this is a channel that lifts your nerve. We don't come here to preach hate or to preach what has been lost in the process. We'll tell you what we're expecting, and what we're expecting is what will come to you. You pray and you are in expectation, you definitely get a result. You pray, you don't expect nothing, you don't get nothing. All right, so I just needed to drop that very shortly. So soon the wait would be over, and the only thing that would matter then would be your bank account alert. That should be your concern right now. You shouldn't concern about one signature that has been appended, one signature that's did. You are not there, for crying out loud. You don't know what happens on the inside. You don't know who signs. You just hear that the president is about to sign, and whether it's to pass it through another bureaucratic process, you don't know. It's governmental. But focus on the alert. Stay expectant, remain patient, and above all, keep your focus on what really matters. The breakthrough is near, and everything is working out for the good of everyone that is involved in the process. I needed to drop this for you this morning, and I believe that the best is yet to come, and your expectation would not be dashed. Until I come your way again, I will soon be with you shortly, and I pray that the grace of our God, the Lord Jesus Christ, and the fellowship of his suffering abide with you now and forevermore.